Welcome to Saugatuck, Douglas, two charming coastal towns nestled along the breathtaking shores of Lake Michigan. Together, they make up what's called the Art Coast of Michigan. I'm Caitlin, and today I'm going to show you some of my favorite spots that make this region a true paradise for nature lovers and beachgoers. So let's get going. Our first stop is Saugatuck Dunes State Park. Spanning over 1,000 acres, Saugatuck Dunes State Park is a natural wonderland that's home to the largest freshwater dune system in the world. Thousands of years ago, this area was covered by glacial ice that helped form the landscape when it receded. A millennium of wind, waves, and stabilizing vegetation has left us with this stunning landscape.
Hey, Caitlin, how are you?
I'm good.
Ready to hike?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right.
My friend and land conservator, Sean, was nice enough to meet me for a hike so I could learn more about what makes this place so special. There's so many hills along the way, and we're not even out to the dunes yet. Is that normal?
Good observation. So right now, we're in what we call the successional back dune area. This area with all of these big rolling hills actually used to be open dunes out near the shoreline. And over thousands of years, the Great Lakes water levels have receded. And as a result, the establishment of all these trees and other woody vegetation has kind of locked this area in place. So it is kind of a snapshot of what the dunes looked like 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, and just one of the cool features that makes this place so special.
That is so cool.
Welcome to the world's largest freshwater dune system.
Oh my gosh.
Freshwater dunes just aren't found anywhere else in the world. So it's very special, and we're very lucky here in the Saugatuck Douglas area to have 2.5 miles of shoreline that's easily hikeable and accessible here at the state park. These dunes are dynamic, they move, they shift, and that's what we want them to do. So it's a beautiful place, but just know that it'll change from year to year every time you come out to visit it.
That's very cool. Sean, that was so awesome. Thanks for showing me around the dunes today.
Oh, you're so welcome. It was my pleasure. Where are you off to now?
I'm gonna go meet up with a friend, and I think we're gonna check out Mount Baldhead.
Have fun. Sounds good.
Thanks, I'll see ya. That morning hike was a good warm-up for our next adventure. We're back in downtown Saugatuck and about to head over to Mount Baldhead Dune, affectionately known to locals as Mount Baldy. One unique way to get there, and my personal favorite, is on Diane, the only hand-crank chain ferry of its kind remaining in the United States. All right, Zach, I hear the view at the top is worth these 302 steps. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
Ooh, this is a lot farther up than I thought it was. Mount Baldhead is located between Lake Michigan and the Kalamazoo River and got its name from its bare, treeless top. You might be wondering what that big white ball in the background is. That's the Mount Baldhead Radar Tower, a Cold War relic dating back to the 1950s. Back during the days when many Americans were living in fear of an atomic bomb attack, the U.S. Air Force constructed this unmanned station to monitor for any approaching Soviet aircrafts. It was permanently deactivated in 1968 and is now an iconic landmark for the Saugatuck area. Woo!
Oh, legs are toast.
I know, I think it's time to go and wind at the beach. Now it's time to enjoy the sandy coastline at one of the most renowned beaches in the world, Oval Beach. On our way there, we're making a quick stop at Woosaw Outfitters to rent a few beach essentials. Recognized as one of the top 25 beaches in the world by Condé Nast Traveler, one of the 5 best beaches in the US by MTV, and one of the top 2 freshwater beaches in the US by National Geographic Traveler, this is a spectacular place to catch some rays or watch the sunset. This is so cool.
It's perfect.
We're a huge beach family. We come to the beach all the time. Oval Beach is one of the best for sure. The boys just go wild and they love swimming and mess around in the sand.
Oval Beach is one of 6 beaches in the area, each with their own distinct vibe. But at the end of the day, what makes a beach great is the feeling it gives you, and this one is feeling absolutely perfect. It's a beautiful day, and I think I'll be coming back for tonight's sunset. But first, we've got to check out what, in my opinion, is a quintessential Saugatuck Dune experience. The Saugatuck Dune Rides are one of 2 dune rides still operating in Michigan, and part of only a handful still operating in the entire United States. Since the 1950s, Open-roof dune rides have taken visitors for thrilling off-road adventures deep into the rolling hills overlooking Lake Michigan. Not only is it exhilarating, but it's also an entertaining way to learn even more about the history of the dunes here.
Guys, this area of the dune we're looking over right here was once the town of Singapore, Michigan. But for about 50 years, they had a pretty good sized town down here. Everything was going great in this little town right up until the Great Chicago Fire. It started on the night of October 8, 1871. Pretty much the entire city of Chicago at that time burned to the ground. In order to help rebuild a city like that way back then, it would take a whole lot of lumber. Here in Singapore, it took just about 8 years and they had clear cut this entire area. A year or two after that, the topsoil had completely blown away. They were left with nothing but blowing and drifting sand out here, and they had to abandon the town.
There's over 6 miles of private dune trails on this tour that you wouldn't get to experience in any other way. I just never knew how cool dunes were and how important they are to this area. They're beautiful, they're a blast to explore, and it turns out they're an extremely dynamic ecosystem. It's been a full day, and a good one too. And there's still so much to explore. I hope you've been inspired to plan your own adventure to the Art Coast of Michigan.